In the last lecture, we studied some properties of functions. We proved that f of x union y is equal to f of x union f of y, where f is function from a to b and x and y are subsets of A. The question is whether the similar result holds for intersection or not. Whether f of x intersection y is equal to fx intersection fy. The answer is no. To be precise, f of x intersection y is subset of fx intersection fy, but the reverse way inclusion does not hold. So this is our next theorem, where we will be proving the result f of x intersection y is subset of fx intersection fy. F is function from a to b. Let f be function from a to b and x y be subsets of A. Then f of x intersection y is subset of fx intersection fy. There is very simple proof of this based on the fact that x intersection y is subset of x as well as subset of y, and hence this result holds. Let us see the details of this proof. In order to prove that f of x intersection y is subset of fx intersection fy, we will begin by taking some element in the set f of x intersection y. Let C belongs to f of x intersection y. Recall the definition of image. What is definition of image? F of s is equal to set of all images of the set, all images of all elements of set S. It consists of all images of elements of set S. So C belongs to fx intersection y. It means that C will be of the form f of A, where for some A, where A belongs to x intersection y. So this is for some A which is in x intersection y. C is equal to fa. This implies C is equal to fa, where by definition of intersection of two sets, what we can say? A belongs to x and A belongs to y. By using distributivity of conjunction, that is AND, we can split it this statement in this form: C is equal to Fa, where A belongs to X and C is equal to Fa, where A belongs to Y. So A is in both sets, X as well as Y. C is equal to Fa, where A belongs to X, and C is equal to Fa, where A belongs to Y, because A is in intersection. So it belongs to both sets, X as well as Y. Again have the interpretation of this. C is image of some element in set X. What it means? It means that C is in the image set of Fx by definition of this. See, again we are using definition. If some element is in the image set, then this way implication that it is of the form Fx where X belongs to S, and conversely if some element is in image set, then it will be of this type, Fx where X belongs to S. Okay. So C belongs to Fx. This is interpretation of first statement. And what is interpretation of second statement? On similar lines, C is in the image set of Fy because it is image of element A which is in the set Y. So this implies, by definition of intersection of two sets, C belongs to Fx intersection Fy. We begin with the statement C belongs to Fx intersection Y, and we arrived at this statement C belongs to Fx intersection Fy. Thus what we proved, that if C is in Fx intersection Y, then C is in Fx intersection Fy. So it means that f of x intersection y is subset of f of x intersection f of y. Whenever the statement is false, we may try to find some counter example. It may not always be possible, but we are saying that this reverse way inclusion does not hold. So for this purpose, you can find a counter example. Please refer to the notes which I am providing to you. You can find counter example for this statement in the notes. Now we will summarize some results which you can prove on similar lines. So first we will see some results on inverse images, then for images, and you can try to prove them on similar lines. Let me make a common statement for the results that I am going to write. F is function from A to B. A1 and A2 are subsets of domain, that is A, and B1 and B2 are subsets of codomain, that is set B. Then first property, so inverse image is quite regular as compared to the image. That's why first I will give you the properties of inverse images. Inverse image of union is union of inverse images. F inverse B union B2 is equal to F inverse B1 union F inverse B2. Second statement, Unlike for regular image, the intersection is preserved under inverse image. So F inverse of B1 intersection B2 is equal to F inverse of B1 intersection F inverse of B2. We can also have result for difference of sets as well. F inverse of B1 minus B2 equals to F inverse of B1 minus F inverse of B2. So see, inverse image is quite regular. It preserves union, intersection and difference. Now few properties for regular image. F of A1 union A2, we have proved this property in the previous lecture, that image of union is union of images. So F of A1 union A2 is equal to F of A1 union F of A2. What is true for intersection is this: F of A1 intersection A2 is subset of F of A1 intersection F2, F of A2. Now few more properties for the combination. Combination means regular image and inverse image. So A1 is subset of inverse image of F of A1, and similarly for A2, A2 is also subset of inverse image of F of A2. You try to explore when the equality may occur. Another property, F of F inverse of B1 is subset of B1. F of F inverse of B1 is subset of B1, and similarly for B2. B2 is subset of F inverse of B2. You try to prove these properties. For the last statement, again try to find the condition on F under which the equality will occur. Our recommended textbook for this course is Real Analysis by R.R. Goldberg. It is one of the classical textbooks of real analysis. For this topic, I'll recommend one reference. It is again classical book for topology. For details of these properties, you may refer to the first chapter in the book Topology by J.R. Munkers. It is reference which I am giving you. The recommended textbook for our course is Real Analysis by R.R. Goldberg. This is our textbook, first which I have written, R.R. Goldberg textbook. And for this topic or first chapter, functions and sets we are studying, you can have reference of this book. This is very standard reference for topology. Okay, so continuing the topic of real valued functions of real variables. First we will see what we mean by real valued functions of real variables. A function f from a to b, set A to set B, is real valued function of real variable, real valued function of real variable, real valued function of real variable if both domain and codomain are subsets of R. The set R denotes set of all real numbers. In our course, mostly we will be dealing with these types of functions, real valued functions of real variable. It simply means that pre-image which comes from the set A and image which comes from the set B, both are real numbers. Let us take two functions, both are real valued functions of real variables. Codomain may be different. I can take it here D. Domain have to be same. So I am taking two real valued functions of real variables having same domain, f and g. F is function from a to b and g is function from say a to d. All are subsets of real numbers because both are real valued functions of real variables. So with this we will define few more functions by combining these functions in one or more way. We define a function f from f plus g as function from set A to, let us say, R. You can call it as B union D as well, but we can always extend codomain. So let me say it is function from A to R. F plus G is function from A to R. In fact, I could write this as well. I may replace B by R because codomain can always be extended by superset. Both are subsets of R, B and D. So I may say F is function from A to R and G is function from A to R. No trouble in doing that. Okay. So f plus g is function from A to R and it is defined as f plus gx is equal to fx plus gx. Second, we define function f minus g as function from A to R as f minus g x is equal to fx minus gx. Third function we define as product function f from g A to R and it is defined as f into gx equals to fx into gx. So these definitions are intuitive, but remember these are definitions which we accept. You cannot ask the question why f plus g is defined like this. I can only justify it in a way that it is intuitive way of defining this. But remember, we cannot challenge definitions in mathematics. We cannot argue with definitions. We have to accept definitions in mathematics. Okay. Next, quotient. So for defining quotient, we have to put one additional condition on g, then only we can define this function. So the additional condition is that gx is non-zero for all x belongs to A. This is due to the fact that division by 0 is not possible. So we assume that every image of G is non-zero. Then we can define function f from G from A to R as fx upon gx. The another way to defining is this: we can define only on a subset of A, and that subset will be a subset of A where images will be non-zero. So that is also the way to define quotient of two functions. But by assuming this, we can define quotient of two real valued functions. Let me define maximum and minimum functions of f as well. So maximum of f and g is defined as, again it is function from A to R, and it is defined as maximum of f and g, which I may call it as h. So h of x, say h of x or maximum of fgx as fx plus gx plus mod fx minus gx upon 2. Similarly, we can define minimum of f and g. Minimum of f and g is defined as A to R. So this definition comes from the formula maximum of AB. You might be knowing this formula. How we find maximum of two numbers? If we have any two real numbers, say A and B, then we can find its maximum by using the formula A plus B plus mod A minus B upon 2. Similarly, there is formula for minimum, and based on this formula for minimum, we will define minimum function of two real valued functions. So minimum of fg, say this is function k, and k of x is defined as minimum of fg of x is equal to, with reference to this formula, you may now suggest what will be the definition of minimum of functions: fx plus gx minus mod fx minus gx upon 2. Likewise, you can have some more definitions which are intuitively based: addition of functions, difference of functions, and so on. In next lecture, we will define characteristic function and study its properties. Thank you.